Have you ever felt like you're being overwhelmed by work? Each day passes and stress hits you like a massive wave crashing against the shore, making it hard to breathe. Imagine a day where instead of feeling tired and stressed, you can stand firm, stay calm, and work more effectively, even when everything is chaotic. Sounds impossible, right? Well, what if I told you there's an ancient secret from over 2,000 years ago that can help you master yourself, reduce stress, and live a full life? Would you be ready to explore it? Today, in a world filled with the stresses of work, deadlines, and endless meetings, stress seems to have become an unavoidable part of many people's lives. But in the midst of all this pressure, is there a method that helps us not only endure, but also take control of it? The answer is Stoicism, an ancient philosophy from Greece, founded by Zeno of Citium in the 3rd century BC, which still holds its value to this day. Although not a new philosophy in the modern world, Stoicism continues to be a source of inspiration and a powerful tool to help people deal with stress in modern life. Stoicism is not just a distant theory, but a highly practical method that's easy to apply. Famous philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus have left us invaluable lessons that help us face stress, stay calm, and live a meaningful life. Their teachings prove that happiness is not the result of what you achieve, but how you respond to everything around you. So what is Stoicism really about? And how can it help you in today's modern life? What is Stoicism? Stoicism is a philosophy of life that encourages us to master our emotions, maintain calmness, and focus on what we can control, instead of worrying about things beyond our control. One of the core principles of Stoicism is, there is only one thing in life we can control, and that is how we respond to what happens. This is a very practical philosophy, especially for those working in stressful environments and constantly facing unexpected situations. Stoicism teaches us that instead of reacting excessively to situations beyond our control, we need to be patient, calm, and focus on what we can do. What do Stoic philosophers say? Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and one of the most influential figures in Stoic philosophy, wrote in his book, Meditations, "You cannot control events, but you can control how you react to those events." This quote encourages us not only to recognize that we cannot change everything in life, but also to emphasize the importance of controlling our attitude and emotions in difficult circumstances. Seneca, another famous Stoic philosopher, shared, in Letters from a Stoic, "We cannot control circumstances, but we can control our reactions." This means that stress and difficulties are inevitable in work, but we can absolutely choose how to respond to them, either letting them dominate us or using them as an opportunity for growth. Epictetus, the founder of Stoicism in Rome, also affirmed in discourses that it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. When facing stress at work, changing how we perceive and think about events in our lives can lead to a major shift in our mindset and actions. In addition to the philosophy of Stoic thinkers, famous and successful people in the modern world have also shared their views on applying this philosophy to work and life. Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX and Tesla, once said, "When facing challenges, I don't care about fear or worry. I focus on solutions and how to make everything better." This aligns perfectly with the Stoic principle, where we don't let emotions dictate our actions, but instead remain calm to solve problems. Oprah Winfrey, the famous producer and talk show host, shared in an interview, "You can't change what happens to you, but you can change how you react to it." This is the Stoic mindset, not only accepting what can't be changed, but also mastering how you respond to those changes. Stoicism and happiness. Stoicism is not a dry philosophy. It is a powerful tool that helps you master yourself and maintain peace of mind at work. When you begin to realize that you can control how you react to every situation rather than letting them control you, you will discover a freedom and happiness that few people ever attain. The important question now is, are you ready to apply Stoicism to your work and life to reduce stress and achieve peace of mind? Have you ever felt overwhelmed by work, tight deadlines, constant demands from your boss, or simply the pressure to complete an important project? All of this can make you feel stressed to the point where you can barely breathe. You're certainly not the only one who experiences this feeling. But instead of just enduring, is there a way to turn these pressures into motivation and personal growth? The answer lies in the Stoic philosophy, an ancient philosophy that is still incredibly useful in the modern workplace. Let's explore the lessons from Stoicism that you can apply immediately to your work, helping reduce stress and increase work efficiency. Focus on what you can control in work. There are many factors that we cannot control, from customer decisions, colleagues' attitudes, to unexpected changes in the market. However, one of the core principles of Stoicism is, worry only about what you can control. And the only thing you can always control is how you respond to those situations. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, taught, everything outside of you is beyond your control, but your reaction is entirely yours. This means that when facing stressful situations at work, instead of feeling overwhelmed and stressed, you can choose to respond calmly and rationally. For example, when dealing with a difficult client, instead of letting your emotions take over and losing your temper, you can choose to listen patiently, seek solutions, and maintain professionalism. This not only helps you control the situation, but also keeps you calm, reducing stress for both yourself and the other person. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, is known for his ability to work under extreme pressure. In a conversation about work, Musk said, "Stress at work is inevitable, but you can't let it control you. Focus on solutions instead of worrying about the problem." This principle is very close to Stoicism. Focus on what you can control and don't let external factors break you down. View challenges as opportunities. You've likely encountered failures in your work, or even situations that didn't go as planned. And sometimes we can easily feel hopeless, especially when things don't go according to plan. However, Seneca, one of the famous Stoic philosophers, once said, "Every difficulty, failure, and challenge is an opportunity for us to become stronger." Instead of viewing failure as a negative, Stoicism encourages you to see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Every time you face a setback at work, instead of feeling discouraged, try to extract lessons and improve for the next time. Ryan Holiday, the author of the book The Obstacle is the Way, shared that in his toughest times, that's when he learned the most valuable lessons. Just like in work, when facing challenges, you can see them as opportunities to learn, adjust your plans, and move forward stronger. Ryan has applied Stoic philosophy to transform difficulties into opportunities for personal and professional growth. Accepting imperfection and not running from difficulty. One of the profound principles of Stoicism is accepting what cannot be changed. This is a key element that helps us maintain calm when things don't go smoothly at work, or when we encounter unexpected situations. Epictetus, the famous Stoic philosopher, said, "We cannot change things, but we can change our attitude toward them." This means that, at work, when facing situations that are not as expected, such as a failed project or an uncooperative partner, you need to learn to accept it as an essential part of the process, rather than suffering or overreacting. Oprah Winfrey, the famous talk show host and success icon, also shared that during her career-building journey, she couldn't avoid failures and challenges. However, instead of feeling disappointed, Oprah learned to accept them as part of the journey and viewed each failure as a step closer to her ultimate goal. Oprah said, "There is no failure, only lessons." Focus on the process, not the outcome. Another principle in Stoicism that you can apply is focusing on the process rather than just expecting results. In work, you will not always be able to control the outcome, but you can absolutely control the process of your work. Marcus Aurelius taught, "Focus on what you are doing, do your work well, and let the results come on their own." This not only helps you reduce anxiety about the results, but also creates satisfaction in every step of the process. When you focus on the process and give your best effort, you will feel less pressure and the results will naturally follow. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, always emphasized that he didn't care much about the final result, but focused on how to perfect each product and project. Jobs shared, "I don't do these things for money or fame. I do it because I love the work I do." Stoicism is not a complicated or distant theory, but a practical method that is easy to apply to life and work. By focusing on what you can control, accepting imperfection, and viewing challenges as opportunities, you can reduce stress and live a calm, self-controlled life. To reduce stress and work more effectively, start applying Stoic principles to your work right now. And when difficulties arise, don't worry. Remember that these challenges will help you grow. If you've already started applying the basic principles of Stoicism and feel that your work is becoming easier, it's time to take another step. When facing stress, it's not just about overcoming it, but about maintaining calm, developing sustainably, and mastering your work more confidently. This can be done through advanced Stoic strategies, which not only help you reduce stress, but also build a strong foundation for long-term growth in your career and life. Cultivate patience and perseverance. We all know that in work, not everything goes smoothly all the time. Long-term projects, exhausting meetings, and inevitable failures. However, instead of feeling discouraged, Stoicism encourages you to develop patience and perseverance, essential elements to overcome challenges and achieve long-term goals. Epictetus, one of the Stoic philosophers, taught, "We cannot choose our circumstances, but we can choose how we react to them." In work, sometimes we can't change project timelines or external factors. However, we can absolutely control our attitude. Learn to maintain patience and trust that everything will progress over time. What you do today will contribute to future success. Warren Buffett, the legendary investor, always emphasized that investing in oneself and work will never bring immediate success. He said, "Success is not something that happens overnight. It's the result of patience and determination over a long period." This also applies to work. Remember, persistence and long-term effort are the deciding factors for any success. Application strategy. Practice taking more time to perfect a task instead of rushing through it. Focus on each step, believing that persistence will yield results. This will not only help you reduce anxiety, but also help you develop a more reliable and effective work routine. Build the habit of self-assessment and continuous improvement. One of the most important factors for sustainable development in work is constantly assessing and improving yourself. According to Stoicism, self-assessment is not a form of self-criticism, but a way to reflect on your work and improve each day. Every day, you can reflect on what you've done well and what needs improvement, thus becoming better in every task. Marcus Aurelius, in his book Meditations, wrote, "Take some time every day to reflect on and evaluate your actions. You cannot improve if you are not aware of your weaknesses." This theory applies not only to personal life, but also to work. When you self-assess and seek to improve everything you do, you will continuously refine yourself, making it easier to deal with stress and improve your work capabilities. Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, is a prime example of continuous self-assessment and improvement. He once shared, "We can always learn and get better every day. The world is changing fast, and if you don't innovate, you will be left behind." This is a great reminder to constantly refine yourself and your work, helping you stay proactive and develop in any situation. Application strategy. At the end of each day, spend a few minutes assessing the tasks you've completed, your strengths and weaknesses, then plan improvements for the next day. This will help you maintain control over your work and reduce stress about imperfections. Use negative visualization to reduce anxiety and prepare for challenges. One standout strategy in Stoicism is negative visualization, imagining the worst-case scenarios to mentally prepare for them. In reality, we often fear things that haven't happened yet and think about the worst situations we cannot control. Stoicism encourages you to face this by imagining the worst that could happen, not to fear it, but to be prepared for it. Seneca wrote in Letters from a Stoic, "Imagine the worst things that could happen, so that when they come, you won't be overwhelmed." Preparation will help you face any challenge without being surprised. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, shared a similar view in an interview. "I always prepare for the worst-case scenario. I always find ways to minimize risks so that I'm not surprised if something doesn't go as planned." Preparing mentally for challenges not only helps reduce anxiety, but also allows you to respond more flexibly and wisely when issues arise. Application strategy. Whenever you face a stressful work situation, take a moment to visualize the worst-case scenarios that could happen. Once you've prepared for the worst, you'll feel calmer and be able to make more rational decisions in reality. Focus on the dichotomy of control, differentiating what you can and cannot control. Another advanced Stoic strategy is the dichotomy of control, which involves clearly differentiating between what you can and cannot control in work. Understanding this division will help you avoid getting caught up in negative emotions when dealing with things you cannot change. Epictetus shared, "There are things beyond your control, and there are things you can fully control. Focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot." Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook, shared that she learned to face failure and stress in work by focusing on factors she could control, such as her attitude and actions. She said, "Things don't always go as planned, but you can always decide how to face them." Application strategy. When facing stress at work, clearly identify what you can control and what you can't. Focus only on what you can change and let go of what is beyond your control. Advanced Stoic strategies not only help you deal with stress, but also serve as powerful tools for sustainable self-development at work. From developing patience and perseverance, self-assessment and continuous improvement, to using negative visualization and distinguishing what can and cannot be controlled, all these are great ways to maintain calmness, control emotions, and achieve high work performance. Remember, Success doesn't come from avoiding all difficulties, but from knowing how to face them, learn from them, and continually improve yourself. After mastering Stoic strategies to face stress and enhance work performance, now it's time to look at a deeper perspective. How to build a self-controlled and lasting happiness from these principles. Life is not just about work, but about balancing elements like health, relationships, and self-growth. And as you've seen, Stoicism not only helps you overcome challenges, but also helps you live a meaningful and self-controlled life. In this section, we will continue to explore practical steps to maintain peace and achieve lasting happiness by applying Stoic philosophy in all aspects of life. These principles can help you master yourself, maintain mental and physical health, and create a balanced, sustainable life. Practice mindfulness every day. Mindfulness is one of the most important principles in Stoicism, and it's a way to help you stay focused on the present, not worrying about things beyond your control. When you live in the present, you are no longer caught up in negative thoughts or anxious feelings about the future. It's a simple but highly effective method to maintain peace in all situations. Epictetus taught, "If you want to master your life, you must learn to control your mind, and your mind can only be controlled when you know how to live in the present." Thich Nhat Hanh, the famous Buddhist monk and proponent of mindfulness, shared, "Only when you truly live in each moment can you experience peace and happiness." Mindfulness is not a temporary action, but a habit that helps you maintain calmness and control over your emotions in any situation. Application strategy. Spend 5 to 10 minutes every day practicing mindfulness. You can sit quietly, breathe deeply, and focus entirely on your breath. When distracting thoughts arise, gently release them from your mind and return to your breath. This helps you release stress and keep your mind sharp. Set long-term goals and create specific plans. Stoicism encourages us to focus on long-term goals, not just chasing after immediate success. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you want to live well, don't chase short-term recognition. Set long-term goals and pursue them with persistence." Long-term goals not only provide you with a clear direction in life, but also help you reduce anxiety and stress at work. When you have a clear goal, you won't lose your way, no matter how many challenges you face. Oprah Winfrey shared that she always sets big goals in her life, but at the same time, she understands that these goals cannot be achieved overnight. Oprah believes that great accomplishments in life take time and persistent effort. Don't expect success overnight. This shows the power of setting long-term goals and persevering with them. Application strategy. Create a list of long-term goals in your work and personal life. Each goal should have a detailed action plan with small steps so you can easily track your progress and adjust when necessary. Don't let feelings of impatience or temporary setbacks discourage you. Focus on continuous personal development. Stoicism is not just about facing challenges, but it's also a call for continuous personal development. Seneca said, "We do not live to merely exist, but to grow." True happiness comes from continuously improving oneself. To maintain lasting happiness, you need to constantly learn and develop your skills and abilities. Self-improvement not only helps you feel more confident, but also prepares you to face any challenges in your work and life. Tony Robbins, one of the leaders in the field of personal development, always shares that personal growth is the only path to true success. You must constantly improve yourself to avoid being left behind. Tony Robbins believes that every day is an opportunity to become better, whether it's learning a new skill, improving physical health, or enhancing relationships. Application. Strategy: dedicate time each week to personal development. You can read books, take courses, or seek opportunities to learn from those who have gone before you. Constantly improving yourself helps you maintain control and a sense of progress in both work and life. Build healthy and balanced relationships. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of healthy relationships in life. Seneca said, "A person cannot live well without sincere friends by their side. Happiness does not come from solitude, but from connection with those who understand and share your values." Relationships are the foundation that helps you stay strong when facing difficulties. True friends can help you maintain optimism and support you in the toughest times. Barack Obama, the former president of the United States, shared that family relationships were the key to his success. He said, "Nothing is more important than family and friends. They are the greatest source of encouragement that help me overcome challenges." Strong relationships with family, friends, and colleagues not only make you feel alive, but also provide a solid foundation for building your career. Application. Strategy: spend time with the important people in your life. No matter how busy work gets, remember that relationships are essential for maintaining peace and happiness. Make time for family, friends, and loved ones. Applying Stoic philosophy to your life not only helps you reduce stress at work, but also helps you build a self-controlled and long-lasting happy life. From practicing mindfulness, setting long-term goals, and continuous self-development to building strong relationships, all of these principles contribute to creating a meaningful and sustainable life. Start today by applying these Stoic strategies and enjoy a life that is calm, self-controlled, and happier. Now we have explored the journey of applying Stoic philosophy to life and work. These principles not only help you overcome stress, but also help you build a self-controlled, sustainable, and meaningful life. From staying calm at work, maintaining patience, to improving yourself and developing relationships, each Stoic principle provides you with powerful tools to face life's challenges. But this journey doesn't end here. You need to continue, applying the strategies we've discussed in your daily life to make Stoic philosophy an essential part of how you live and work. Focus on what you can control. Don't worry about factors beyond your control. Focus on how you react to them. Accept failure and hardship as an opportunity to learn. Every challenge at work is an opportunity for you to learn and grow. Self-assess and improve continuously. Always look back at yourself to identify weaknesses and improve. This helps you continuously grow and perfect yourself. Practice mindfulness and live in the present. Mindfulness helps you reduce anxiety and stay calm in all situations. Set long-term goals and create specific plans. Long-term goals help you stay persistent and have a clear direction in work and life. Build healthy relationships and maintain connection. Strong relationships with family, friends, and colleagues help you maintain stability and happiness. Stoic philosophy is not just an abstract theory, but a practical method that helps you live a self-controlled and happy life. The principles we have discussed can only truly bring change when you start applying them in your daily life. Ask yourself, are you ready to change and apply Stoic strategies in your work and life? If you find these principles useful and want to continue exploring ways to develop yourself, please like this video if you believe Stoic strategies can help improve your work and life. Comment below with your thoughts on Stoic philosophy. Have you applied these principles at work? Share your experiences. Subscribe to the channel to not miss upcoming videos on how to apply philosophy and self-development skills into your life. We will continue to share helpful content to help you lead a better and more successful life. Start practicing at least one of the Stoic principles today and monitor the changes in your life. Don't just watch the video and forget it. Take action now to experience the change. Finally, remember that happiness and success are not destinations but journeys. With Stoic philosophy, you can walk with calmness, wisdom, and strength, no matter the challenges. Don't just dream of a better life. Take action today. Thank you for watching this video. I wish you a successful and happy self-development journey. Remember, the small changes you make today will lead to great changes in the future. Start today. See you in the next videos.